Hello everyone and welcome to Lost Caverns of Ixalan draft. And yeah, this first pack is nice because I do like both the blue cards in the top left corner here. The Tidebinder 3-2 flash for 3 by itself isn't that amazing, but the ability can be really good. There's a lot of abilities, both activated and triggered abilities that you might want to counter, and of course there's an additional benefit of making the permanent, assuming it's an artifact creature or planeswalker, do nothing. Well, I mean, be basically a vanilla permanent after that. But you could also take the spy class Siren as a first pick, and there's the Diamond Pickaxe, which I think is very good. Deadweight is a card I could first pick from a weaker kind of a pack. Usually this doesn't. It's not a better card than some of the uncommons. I would take either uncommon over Deadweight, but let's take the rare. It's again the same logic applies as often. Point being that rare is something I get to play with less than with the uncommons or the commons, and I don't think there was like a big power level difference. It's possible that the 1/1 flyer that creates a map token is better than this, but I think I haven't even myself played it with this card at all, so I definitely want to do it, and it is a good card. Now, there are two good blue-white options, the Master's Guide Mural or the Restless Anchorage, and I don't know how to pronounce the word. Well, it's probably going to be one of them. It's not like I'm taking the Didact Echo, and the other cards are not as good. So it's going to be a two-color card. Yeah, blue-white is more aggressive, so that you don't usually look to be crafting at 7 mana in that deck, but I could make a deck that's more like a controlling deck. But I think this is just good no matter what. Yeah, if I'm blue-white. And this also, both are blue-white cards. I think I do like the lands more than the 5 mana thing. Because this allows me to also have the regular kind of aggressive deck. Yeah, the Brontodon is good, but I don't think it's good enough to move to green at this stage, because they are like a Tinker's Toad and the Clockwork of Wrestler, which are both decent pickups in here. Yeah. It could be either of these. I guess you could take the Brontodon, but it's double green, and yeah, I don't think it is gonna be the Brontodon, but which of these is? That's a more different choice. They have like slightly different uses. I guess I might like it could not be playing white in the end, so I take the Wrestler. This keeps the door open for blue-red. Okay, I'll take the blue card because my other card is blue. That's the tiebreaker there. If I knew I was blue-white, maybe I would take the Tinker's Toad, but maybe also not, so who knows. Anyway, this pack has something white for me, but you could take any of these 4 white cards. Yeah, this would be basically the first white card, but this can count as a white card. I wouldn't play this in any deck that doesn't, need the white mana, for instance. Now, the gnome is more like slightly better in. Well, no, you can still craft this from the battlefield and get the card. It is good in blue-white. It is good. I was saying that it's best in white-black, because black can also sacrifice these to a few effects. But it's good in blue-white too. I like the landmark as well. I think I'll take the gnome and then have a few ways to craft maybe. Yeah, I'll take the gnome. Even if you can't craft it, you can just block and get a card. And you can use it for the tap abilities such as the Gem Guard. Shipwreck Sentry. I have no. Well, I do have 2 artifacts actually. Yeah, the Wrestler is 2. I don't think the Sentry is that great, but I can see it being good in some decks because there's a lot of artifact creatures also, so you can make this attack fairly often. And of course, some non-artifact creatures that create an artifact as an ETB, for instance. But I'm still thinking about taking the Gem Guard in here. I'm not taking a black or red or green card, although there are some playable ones there for sure. Alright, I'll take the Gem Guard now. And there's a puzzle door, and that's the only blue or white card in the pack. Couple of decent dinos in here. But there's not really a reason to do anything else than take the blue card. It's not like these cards are so strong that I'm gonna be sad about missing them if I'm gonna have to change my colors. Let's say the Pathfinder Axesaw might be like maybe the most missable card in the sense that if I end up in green, I might think that darn, I could have had an Axesaw, but I'll take the puzzle door here and try to make it a blue-white deck. And immediately I get something that actually gives a bigger reason to go for green. The Nikanzil is really good. You can have many ways to explore, like 6 or 7 ways to explore in the deck, and then this can do some nice things. But there's also like the Glorifier of Suffering, which I think I have now. I can make some sacrifice for it, even though I'm not white-black. This is the best, at its best, in a white-black deck. So the decision is between the Nikanzil and this thing. Should I give a chance to this? I'm actually going to readjust my choice because I want to give a chance to this. I got it past quite late, so if both blue and green would be open, that would be nice. Here though, I have good options here. I could take the Brachis Plunder, I could take the Hidden Courtyard, I could take the Glimsty Core even with this, but I don't think that is going to be the pick. Some a little bit of an interaction might not hurt. Okay, I don't think I have a reason to be the Compass Gnome kind of deck, so I'll just take the Blunder. I think it's a totally reasonable card to run. Yeah, white actually seems like a not very open, but it's not like the Cavern Stomper is necessarily what I really want to have. Can I be blue-green with Explorer's Cache, perhaps? I'm actually taking this. It has some uses. I think I take it over the Stomper, and I don't think I like these options here too much. Okay. Okay, Lawkeeper pretty late. But I mean, if you are blue-green, which this kind of seems like it could be, it's not a kind of deck that can have a lot of dinos. It can have some green dinos, it can have the blue land cycler, but that's about it. It's gonna be either the Didact Echo or the Veteran here. I think I'll take the raw stats over the cantripping thing and the potential to fly. Well, the Brontodon, which I was kinda considering earlier, came back to me. I wouldn't mind having the Spider at this stage, but I will take the Brontodon. Destroying artifacts is really valuable in this format, so it's nice effect to have attacked on a 3-mana 3/4. Well, taking the Nikanzil actually was the correct choice. Then again, there's an Oteklan landmark here. I think this was the pack from which I took the Gnome, which is totally nice card to run in a blue-white deck, but I think with the green stuff I got later, I'm gonna take this sideboard card. I don't like the Song of Stupefaction that much unless I'm going really for the Descent, and this is not seeing like a Descent deck. I can just take something from there. I got a Stomper late too. That I'm not gonna play even if I'm green. Oh, the Skullspore Nexus. Haha. Now there is a very nice white card. Sorry, blue card. Waterwind Scout. And some decent white. Also the Join of the Dead here. But let's first see how many of these I have. I have one. So I'm gonna take this. I mean, because I would be taking this if I had a playset of these. Because this is a really good card. So it's an 8-mana card, but no, it's actually just like a 3, 4 or 5-mana card. And then it creates you great value. So if you're green, you're gonna always play this. And I will, of course, be now green because I got these late green cards in the previous pack. But the Waterwind Scout would be a very nice pickup here as well. It's just not going to be as nice as the Nexus. And now I can cut the white. Alright, I'm actually very happy I took the Nikanzil and I gave it a chance, like I said. And now I'm getting maybe some kind of a payoff for that. But let's see the mana curve. There's a Tendril of the Myco Tyrant, which I might be interested in having as a general 2-drop, and then of course another way to have some late game dominance. The Pirate Hat is the blue card in this pack. There's the Kincaller too, you know. I could use a 3-drop. I have a Dino here. I might play the Dino here. It could actually be a 3-drop I'm gonna play, but should I still play the Myco Tyrant Tendril? I think with the 2 dinos, I might just take the Keen Collar after all. I don't like this as a 2-drop, you know, it's just a 2-2, it's only useful late in the game. I don't necessarily need the late game power. I need better 2-drops perhaps. Okay, I'm not getting my colors passed to me. Oh, this was a pack where, you know, someone took a rare, someone took a common, I guess. So, this doesn't necessarily mean that both blue and green are getting cut here, but I'm taking the Mineshaft Spider over the Buried Treasure here and not considering, you know, switching colors or going back to white here. And here I have, oh, there is a Marauding Brine Fang. It's a dino I can sow for the Kin Collar, but there's also an Oaken Siren. The thing is though that I'm not really going to have a lot of artifacts, so this mana is not great. This is an artifact though. I mean the mana it produces is not gonna be useful most of the time. I could take the Brine Fang. I just don't like the Brine Fang too much, and I need to make sure I have enough early game things to do. I'm not taking the 6-drop dino either. I'll take the 2-drop. It can at least hold bay against some of the smaller flyers. Another Keen Collar here. There's a Sunken Citadel, Brackish Plunder. Okay, now blue and green are getting passed to my direction because actually I wouldn't mind having the Spider or the Keen Collar. Maybe even the Echo is okay. But the real decision is between the land, the Plunder, and the Keen Collar. I would take the Keen Collar over the Spider here. I mean, the more Keen Collars you have, the more likely they are to gain you life, so I think I'll just take that. And here, Pirate Hat. I don't think I need the looting really. But I also would want to have effects that actually explore. This can give me a map token. And that's it, isn't it? Nothing else explores in here. So this, even the cache doesn't give you explore triggers for this thing. But nothing in this pack actually works, so I just take the random Scythe here. I don't think it's that good, but I have sometimes at least sideboard it in. Well, now I can take the Xenoth Scout here. It does explore. Easy peek, it's a good early drop regardless, so it's gonna always be the peak even if it didn't benefit. Even if I didn't benefit extra from the ability. But since I have the Nikanzil, I even have some additional value for it. Brawler or another. I mean, do I need a 2-mana 2/2? I just take a Cavern Stomper and then I hope to not get any more expensive cards. I don't need them. Alright, I'll take the Gnome. And there's a Promising Vein, which is kinda like useless. I don't care about Descent, do I? Well, I might splash still something, so I'll take it over, you know, just taking the uncommon. Deadweight pretty late here. I don't need it, but I mean, in the end, blue and green were cut pretty harshly in this pack. Well, I get another Spider here. I'm almost thinking about the Seeker of Sunlight because it can continuously, you know, trigger this thing, but I think I'll take the Spider for now. It was my second 4-drop. And then I can maybe consider playing the 1-drop if I get such, if I get such a thing later still in the draft. I mean, in this final pack, that is. Alright, so this crafts with an artifact. Yeah, the front side isn't usually worth using a card for. Yes, it gives you a lot of temporary removal by tapping stuff, but it can do it only 3 times. And then you want to be able to craft it with an artifact, and this deck is just not going to have a lot of artifacts. Actually, it having 6 is a little bit of a surprising, but I'm not sure if I'm playing the Cache or the Gnome, for instance, or the... Okay, it's actually on the sideboard already, the Scythe, but yeah. I'm thinking about just playing the Battle Cliff here. It's decent removal. I'll take that. Eaten by Piranhas is good removal, but I'm actually taking now the 2-drop here. It explores, it's exactly what I want to have here. The crewmate would find one other pirate and some artifacts, but it's not going to be too high chance to find something, whereas the scout is going to be always a decent 2-drop, and even better when you have the Nikanzil out. So I'm taking that. Well, I mean, if I take that Nikanzil, I'm gonna focus on taking as many Explorer effects as I can, even the bad ones. It's still an easy pick here, it's the best card for me here. It's legendary, so yeah, it can be awkward if you have both of them in your starting hand, but I would assume opponent tries to usually trade off with it or kill it with removal, so shouldn't be a big problem that it's legendary. Let's just take it now, and anything that says explode, and I'm gonna take it. And I'm going to hold that promise and keep it rather. And I'm taking the Secret of Sunlight now. There's the Grim Captain thing here, but yeah, I think I would otherwise just take the Hidden Nursery, but now that I have 2 Nikanzils, this is actually going to be a decent card to run in the deck. Bedrock Tortoise. Oh, I have to... And by the way, yeah, I did have the Axe-Jaw in pack 1, which I would really want to have now with double Nikanzil, so I'm slightly sad about not taking it. But hey, this pack has 1, 2, 3 great options for me. Even the Scavenger can be okay, but I would take the Axe-Jaw, the Scout, and the Tortoise over the Scavenger, so... Oh, the Staggering House, but I think I'll just take this. This is such a big stat-wise that I don't need any synergy, it's just a good 4-drop here. Okay, there is another Battle Cliff, but there's also Blunder and the Scout here, and I think I'll just take the Scout here. The Blunder can give me a map tokens, aka it can work with the Nikanzil, but I just take the 2-drop because I think I still wouldn't mind having one. The Battle Cliff is not bad for sure, but in this case, for this deck, this Scout is the best pick. Alright, I was saying I'm gonna take the Companion, but there's another way to get exploring. Do I need a 3-drop part in particular? Maybe not, so I actually could play the Lantern. I have a lot of creatures, so I will have something to equip. Yeah, this is giving perpetual exploring for the Nikanzils. This gives me a 1-shot exploring, so I'll take the Lantern here. Twists and turns, okay. Is this a reasonable play now that I have the double Nikanzil? This comes with a 1 Explorer, then makes Explorers slightly better with the Scry 1, and of course is a very nice one to flip to this cave. I have 2 spiders, so I think I'll just take the twists and turns now, because with double Nikanzil that's probably the reasonable thing to do. Okay, I don't think I need a Capybara. I don't think I need it. So I'm taking the sideboard card Hurl into History. I don't think I would main deck it, but I could see playing it as a sideboard option, but I will leave it there for now. Oh, I got the Beaten by Piranhas back. I'll take it. It's a totally reasonable removal spell. The flash really does a lot to make this effect playable, which it usually isn't. Any late exploding effects? Do I want to have the 2/5? I have 3 4-drops. Maybe the cave worm isn't what I want to have. I don't have any caves, so I'm not playing this thing. The Prowler is unnecessary. I'll take the cave worm regardless. Okay, there's a Hidden Nursery, which I'm happy to have this late in the draft. And even got a choice between these 2 cards in here. I think the Scavenger might work. I have so many Explore effects that my graveyard might feel. There's like not a lot of self-mill, but I do have 2 Mineshaft Spiders too. I think the code is good. Mill and... Okay, I need to think about that if I want to do that. I think I'm gonna actually put the Song of Stupefaction to the deck right now. I'm not gonna have the 3rd Stumper or the Scythe in the main deck, I don't think. I mean, because I have so many cuts, I'm sure I would be cutting those anyway over the ages. It has the double Explorer, which could be nice with the Nikanzil, but I think I still use this as a sideboard card against some artifacts or enchantments I might want to deal with, and then have the backup mode of double Explorer, which I think I would be quite eager to use if I have this on the battlefield and the opponent is like tapped out, so they can't interact and prevent my good value. But yeah, double Explorer I think is worth a card. when you basically get 4 effects, because this, well, it doesn't repeat the Explorer, but you get to do good things whether you reveal a land or not. Anyhow, it's not in the main deck, and I will still have a lot of cuts, so let's start with some of the easy ones. I think the Waterlogged Hulk is just unnecessary. I don't have that much Descent that I really care about milling that much. I have basically, is there like one thing that cares about? I guess there are two, because the K-Worm is also in here. Well, three. So this I remember. This is also, well, which I did remember, but also the Veteran, which I think I will be maybe playing. But this is not as important. Having a 5 mana 5/4 Trampler is good enough, I would say. But yeah, this is definitely not enough to play the Hulk, and this just being a craft with an island. It's a vehicle with vigilance at 4/4 crewman. It's acceptable, and of course at the Descent 8 it's just a little bit better, of course, being unblockable in that. But it's not the kind of deck where the Hulk is gonna do that much work. If I had like I don't know, 7 things that say Descent or care about descending, that would be different. Here it's the first easy cut here, I would say. And how many things say Explore? How does this work? This will get something that's... Yeah, the cast doesn't matter. Yeah, the Nicansils kind of don't matter. So the actual ways to explore are the 2 scouts, the third scout, the Lantern, the Seeker, and these Twists and Turns. So that is actually 6 cards. And then this didn't even count the Brackish Plunderer that can create a map token. Anything else that creates a map token here? I don't think so. Yeah. So I guess 7 cards can make these Nicansils do more than just being 2 or 3s. That's I would like to have more, but that's still a decent amount. I will cut the Hurl into History from the main deck. 1 or 2 Cavern Stompers is a good question. I think I will start with 1. And I would maybe play the K-Worm here now. And then here I will be not needing the Compass Gnome. Let's see the Creature Curve though. So if I cut, because I was really thinking about that, I don't need the Oaken Siren for anything. I'm really thinking about cutting that and the Explorer's Cache actually. Yeah, I just have so many cuts to make. I think I'm gonna cut it. This is not great to have so few early gameplays, but I think that's what I have to do here. The other things are more important for the deck. So Siren goes away, Cache goes away. I'm down to 26, but I still need to play more. Now, should I not play the K-Worm? I wanna play all my 3 drops. This usually won't be or ideally is not a 3 drop, but rather a drop I can play later when there's stuff in the graveyard. I have only 1 instant and 1 sorcery, so any self-mill effect like the Spider and the Stupefaction here, they will contribute to my Descent with high likelihood. Because only 2 cards in the deck don't count for Descent. The Wrestler is good. The Puzzle Door is, it's totally cuttable, but it also gives me 2 Descent. This goes to graveyard and the other one of those will go to graveyard. Unless I for some reason choose that there's one of my instant, the only instant or the only sorcery in my deck that I will put to graveyard and pick the other card. I will play the Battlecliff. I will play anything that allows me to explore. The Wrestler is the least useful card here. It's a nice trick. I do think this is quite nice, especially in this format where there are a lot of aggressive decks and you get at least, well, this is a useful trick, but you get also a blocker which can jump block or even trade sometimes with something, or maybe the most common case is that this will contribute to some other block so that the attacker dies. Let's say the opponent attacks with a 4/4. You have a 3/3. Then you can flash this in. It's a 2/4 and you can double block it and you only lose the Wrestler and stuff like that. But I think I will cut it for now. And 25 is now the count. I could cut one of the 4s, but I don't want to. I want to also play the veteran. I want to have these, you know, a little bit more expensive cards in here. That is 17 creatures now. Need a sip of coffee here now. Yeah, it is a little bit awkward because I'm kind of doing a little bit of two things. First is the exploring, and the second is having some decent count for the couple of cards that care about it. And for that reason, I play like a little bit unexciting cards that support both, that support one of these you know, things. Because I would just like to cut the puzzle door. I think that is the card that will be cut. It's only kind of helping the scavenger and the cave worm. I could even cut the cave worm. That would be a very low amount of blue in the deck. So if I cut the puzzle door, is there a reason to just play 16 lands? I think I could do that because I have them, you know, some early explorers here, which usually, you know, which definitely help you find lands, because if you don't see a land on top, you can just mill the card, so you have a chance to still draw a land on the next turn. So I think I'll play 16. It's not like my curve is that high. I have one card that costs more than 4. Sorry, 2 cards that cost more than 4, and this can, you know, this can definitely cost just 4, for instance. Well, I guess it's not. It's mostly gonna be like a 5 drop. I have mostly 3 power creatures. Even this thing is 3 power. This is 0 power, so it doesn't help this Nexus at all. Yeah, I think this is a 5 drop realistically, unless I already have played the Veteran or the Stomper. But yeah, this is the deck. I feel it's a bit of a shame to not have this, because I have the Scavenger, which I want to be able to return stuff, but maybe I will just get to self-mill enough, and, you know, things will trade enough. And I can use explore effects to maybe put stuff in the graveyard, so yeah, I would really like to play this, but I just don't want to cut any of the other cards here. I want to have the interaction, the little bit of the interaction I have here. I want to have some of these bigger hitters and all that. So yep, Nursery and okay, yeah, the Promising Vein I will play now because of it can, you know, contribute to Descent, despite it being slow to use. But it's worth it when the cards in your deck care about Descent or Descending, right? So Suggestion is something I won't be keeping because it always suggests 17 total lands. I have to cut at least one. It's an island, and so this would be like 7 ways to get blue mana on turn 2, which is important because of the double scouts here. But I also have so many green cards here and this double caster that I don't really want to cut a forest either. So I have the Promising Vein that can give me the 8th way to get blue mana on a later turn. So I think this has to be it. A little bit shaky mana base, but I think it's still gonna be worth running it like this. That is the main deck. On the play. Yeah, this is not a keep. I think I would keep if this was for Island Forest, but now that I need to, and this is double green, yeah, this needs too many things to go my way. I will mull to 6 here and here. I'll keep this, and well, this Promising Vein can get me the second blue. I have the 1 double green in the deck, so I'll do like that. Okay, so Twists and Turns you don't want to cast. It's an enchantment, so you could cast it, but then, because this has an ETB, when it enters target creature you control explores, and I don't want to miss out on that explore. Stupefaction can neutralize this if I feel it's the thing I want to neutralize, but I think I could just trade with the kin collar. Okay, that's not a bad draw actually, because I have now game plan for the next turn. Yeah, I can do this. And next turn I play this and probably just explore maybe. And I'm willing to just block this guy if they choose to attack. Maybe they don't. Okay. Yeah, I do think it's better to just... This is a little bit of an inefficient mana usage, but I will get the free, well, not free, totally not a free explorer. I played a 4 mana 1/1 that explores as an ETB. It's not great, but maybe I'll just well, let's see what happens. I'm not attacking into either of those things, but if the Necromage attacks, maybe I'll just do the block with the sunlight, or maybe I will wait just stupefaction. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how am I going to use my mana on the next turn, because I can play twists and turns, and then I can use this. I might draw just a land, so I'm gonna actually take the 3 here this time and see what they do. Hopefully tap out, of course. Okay, they did, unless they have a land drop, which they have, but they okay. Now they are tapped out. Alright, and I did just drew a land. So let's do the twists and turns. Targeting the kin collar, I get to scry first. I'm gonna maybe get this thing to flip. They will know about this, but it doesn't matter. It's a good card to have. It can encounter the trigger from the Necromage, for instance. So I keep this in top, and I will just, you know, do this Explore 2. Not great usage of my mana, but I think I want to pick up a counter here, just in case if it matters. I kind of don't benefit from the scry because I want to draw that card, but it's fine. Now I can block the Necromage with the 4/4, for instance. Now this can just get killed, of course, and I need to start making some blocks. They have now 8 power on the battlefield. Okay, they go for that. Maybe they need a treasure here because they don't have the second color, assuming they're not mono black. You can really take over the game. Okay, that is annoying, but maybe I can live with it. I can stupefy it. Now, so this is when a land enters the battlefield, if I control 7 or more, transform this into a thing that with 4 mana can get me a creature. Yeah, it's expensive to use, but at that stage I have a lot of mana. Alright, now, do I want to just... No, I'll take the 1 and it will be 2 with this Bloodletter, but I actually, on the next turn, I won't be doing anything else than exploring, and then either exploring again or potentially playing the Tidebinder. Could use the Stupefaction too. Yeah, this does deal 4 in the air. Well, I'm still gonna get a Scry and explore here. Yeah, I can just do this now. Let's benefit from the Scry. Spider is good. It's good enough, let's say. And now I don't actually want to mill it, so I don't have to choose to mill here. I don't have to choose to mill. It's not a triggered ability, no, it's a replacement effect. So I can't use this Tidebinder's ability to neutralize the Bloodletter here. So I'm taking 4 from this thing. Fine, I'll do this, but am I gonna mill? I know about the spider, I should have milled first. I definitely should have milled first. Just decline it, I will draw the... Oh! Yes, I was supposed to mill because of course this enchantment doesn't do anything unless I have stuff in my graveyard. Well, I will mill 2 with the Mineshaft Spider. But I can't say I'm very happy about this situation right now. I'm taking the 4 here. Okay, the Spider is good to block the guard, but this was such a mistake here. Alright, I'm going to have to block here. I'll take 6 here, man. But I suppose the mistake was not to, was to use this first. I should have used the stupefaction first and then go for the exploring here. Alright, well now I'm not doing the same mistake. I will just explore first. Sorry, mill first. Okay, couple of decent ones there. Let's flip this thing. Let's flip that thing. You don't even have the option to not flip. Alright, now I'm facing a lot of attackers. Am I gonna die? Because this damage will still be doubled. I can block the Cloud Guard. I can block a 2-1. I'm gonna go to 1 if they attack with everything. Assuming, well, I can play the Tidebinder as something that doesn't, counter anything. But yeah, I made mistakes in this game. And now it could have been a close game that I end up winning thanks to this land giving value, but the Bloodletter is the problem here. But they can, they have 3 cards that I don't know about. They could easily be just a removal spell. They have the Hidden Necropolis that can discover something useful. Although I would counter that spell for sure. Okay, are they not attacking with the team? Are they not attacking with they should attack with the team, for sure. I'm gonna go down to 1 unless I use the Tidebinder, which I'm gonna have to use. Just a flash blocker here. Nothing to counter there. So this kills this, and then I need to deal with the 2-1. And then either trade with the Death Toucher or leave a creature. I will take 6 damage now. I think I need to just leave the guy here. So that's that. I have blockers for all these now, but yeah, I would have countered this if they went for pre-combat that thing. That is annoying. Okay, no, they can just sack and draw a card. Alright, so let's do this first. Yeah, that's fine. Although I guess I tap one of these. I don't have anything double blue, nope, so I can do it exactly like this. Get here a Scavenger, Nikanzil. Not bad stuff. They have 4 attackers, so I will have blockers for each of them. I can cast any of these. I can't sadly use the Scavenger here. I mean, so that I could use the Promising Vein first and then the Scavenger. Could bring me back like something. I think out of these options I will just take the KWM now. It has the biggest amount of toughness. And now if they do kill one of my blockers, I'm still not dead. Yeah, I'm still not dead. Now I have this as 4-5. Am I dead now? Oh yes, I am, because they can do that. Oh, that's nasty. Yeah, they needed to have a way to enhance this guy. Now I can block 3 of them and I still take enough damage. Alright, but I made a very annoying mistake by not neutralizing this thing on the 1 turn. I guess by doing that I would have not had the spider, which when I would have made it so that didn't have a blocker necessary for the cloud guard, so maybe I lost anyway, but that doesn't change the fact that I made a mistake there. Okay. Well, they have the Death Toucher. That is a really good reason alone to play the Cockwork Wrestler. That is good way to deal with that. But I need to now cut something. I like everything in here. It's really difficult to actually cut anything. Over the edge isn't going to be that useful. No, not really. Yeah, there's nothing else to sideboard, but I still need to figure out the cut. I could see it being the K-worm, maybe it's not that necessary. I can cut the K-worm, fine. And this is a starting hand I can keep. It's not great, but it's a keepable one. Let's see if I can actually counter something, because I do need to play this on turn 3 if that's the only play available for me. Freebooter. Yep. So let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna block it. Scry and Treasure. Well, that's super annoying. So now the question is, if the top card in the deck is a non-land, then I can actually have a good attack here. If it's a land, I don't have an attack in here. But since this guy does not gain me life currently, I'm gonna go for the gamble. This is nasty that, you know, I basically gave them turn 3 Bloodletter here now. So I just hope the top card isn't gonna be a land here. It is not, so I can do the attack here. And I think I will even keep that, because I have the lands to cast it. Also, it's a dino, which will allow me to gain 3 life. Can play also this now. Yeah, this is actually not a bad one. I have Veteran, Stomper. Oh man, I hated that, because I thought I was even able to maybe raise here, but now it's... Alright. What they got was effectively a turn 3 4/4 flyer. That is really nasty. And now that they have the Death Toucher, I don't even want to block this with the Veteran. So I'm gonna do just gain me the life here. And of course the only thing I can do is equip and at least know about my draw. It will be just a land. I'm losing 2 games to the Bloodletter. It's not always that great of a card, but it is good when you get it this early. And I of course help them in that process. Yeah, you get... I mean, they can just get a white board with the Bloodletter. It's just every creature they have deals double damage. It's insane. There is the Battle Cliff though. But I can't draw it this turn. I can discover into it now. But problem is I don't have a 4-power creature. Because this only gives the counter if it targets a creature, my creature entered the battlefield that turn. Oh boy. I don't want them to know about it. So what I'm doing here now is I'm not gonna take the Scry 2 either. I'm going to just play the Veteran here and not do anything else, and then I hope I'm not dead or anything. But on the next turn the idea is to play the Stomper and Battlecliff away the Bloodletter of Ixalan. And I will block the Deathcap Marionette now with the... Well, I need to block here, I can't take, for instance. Okay, well that's yeah, I guess I had the 5-4 to block the 3-1, so that makes sense for them. Them enhancing this guy. Okay, they did got just a land. Okay, they're gonna... Okay, that is actually fine, because I will be able to still fight it. I'll take 6 from here. And they can make this guy into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 toughness even. So if I double block this guy, I think it's fine. Because if I take this, they just, you know, kill me. Because, you know, they make this into 7 power and double damage is me dead. Alright, let's see how many they want to sack to trade with something. They have to sack at least 1 to trade with the kin caller, but we'll see if they want to go for more here. I go to 9. I think I can take the marionette a few times here. Okay, they want to kill the veteran. That's good. I'm happy that that got rid of. Now I can scry away the land. Seeker of Sunlight. You know, it's not the worst. I'll leave it here for now, because I think I'm gonna go for the attack with the kin caller. They are not going to block it, but they don't know about the Battlecliff right now. I can take these, you know, 1 power creatures, no big deal. And now I have the other option to still, you know, mill this. I wanted the counter here, but do I want to keep it? I don't think I want to keep it. I have the land to crack and all that, so I have a better use for my mana. Okay, this is good. I wanted to trade with that guy. And now I will get rid of the Ixalan's thing here. And now even if they remove the Stomper... Oh, Scavenger on top. Because of course I got to see it after milling the thing. Because as long as this is equipped to some creature, I will know about my top card. Are they really thinking about the Fighting Blade here? Rather than discover 4. This is 1 life loss for me per turn, but that's not necessarily the greatest thing. Alright, can I afford to use 2 mana? Or do I need to get something back? Counter up to 1 target activated or triggered ability. If an ability of an... I can actually neutralize this thing. And I need 6 mana for it, so I cannot equip the lantern. If I knew the top card was an untapped land, I could, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm in a very decent shape here. It will be neutralized only for as long as I control the Tidebinder, but I think it's still worth it. I think it's still worth it, even if I counter it only now for this 1 turn. At least if they have removal, well, they have to use it on my Tidebinder. They still need to deal with the 8/8. It's a 2-turn clock, of course. Alright, so now I could do the nursery thing. I'll do it first. That's gonna gain me 3 life. Like so, and now I could attack with the Tidebinder, but I think I don't mind trading the Scavenger with this guy. Because there's a chance that I have a land on top, and this wouldn't become a 4/3. I don't want to attack with this, because this would be active. But I can do this. Now, I don't care if the Scavenger dies here. It is in fact a... It is a creature, but do I want to keep it? It is a very small creature, but it is... No, I think it's just not gonna be needed. Okay, land after that, but I will be drawing this. Up is going to get something. Okay, they can do that, and then I have to... Yeah, that was not a bad thing for them, but I can now sack the Tidebinder, and then I still have the 8/8. They need to keep blocking. They have all these spells in the hand still, unless all of them are lands. I don't think they can be lands because they haven't the hidden things here. Okay, one of them was a snail. So this is lethal if I just activate my thing. It's 4 mana to activate, so I might as well go for this. Yeah, like I will. I mean, there's 2 black mana there, but I don't think. Well, okay. There are cards that help there. You know, there's the +2/+0 aura, so they could actually block if they enhance these guys' power. But apparently they didn't have it because they went for the concession there. And it wouldn't have really changed my plans here. Of course, I equip here, activate these, and then attack with both. Right. So it is. It was now winnable after I got rid of this thing. I have very few ways to actually get rid of cards, you know. The Battle Cliff might be the only one. The other thing's neutral. No, this... Okay, phone is running, but I don't know who this is. I don't care. Yeah, I can also use the Eaten by Piranhas to take away all the abilities from the flyer. That's basically 2 ways to deal with it so that it doesn't affect their other creatures anymore. Am I gonna change anything in here? No reason to play stuff like over the edge. The counter spell is not necessary. I think this deck is the one I should go with. Well, with the scout, I'm going to keep this. And I have the Skullspore Nexus, that's the main reason. I need to get a little bit lucky here, but the opponent did mulligan, so maybe they don't have the greatest start, but we'll see. Basically anything that's... Well, let's see what it is. Alright, I'm happy about an island. Definitely. Okay, dead weight on a 1/1, it seems like a... Not the greatest. Oh, what a draw. What a draw. Twists and turns. I think I'll go for it. Maybe it's not worth it. I'm just thinking that I will actually be able to flip it. But no. Let's just get fresh cards. I don't really want to waste a draw step on that. I'd rather just play a creature. Okay, that's fine. I'm going for the late game. Oh, I'll just keep drawing on curve. Oh, what draws were they? They were good draws. I guess the first one was the island here. Necros Sage. Alright. So this is gonna be played on the next turn. That's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. I think I can go for the aggression here. I can. Maybe they sack this for an effect. Okay, so do I want to not make them have the... Yeah, I'm going to play this on this turn anyway, so I'm going to actually counter that. And then I can play this. And once I play this, whenever one or more non-token creatures I control die, create a green fungus dinosaur which has equal power and toughness to that creature's or those creatures is total power. Alright, well, you know, this basically means they are not gonna block. I'm raising here. If they block, I'll get a 3/3 token. And of course I have these things in here. This can double things power. So I'm just moving here on my chair to get a better stance. What do you say? Alright. Aspirant, yeah, not gonna be good enough considering what I am having here. They are going for the rage, not even trying to. I mean, I will just bounce the Necromage here and it's pretty much GG. Well, I could just take the Cavern Stomper, but I think it's just safer in fact to bounce this guy, so nothing surprising is going to happen. I can get a map token and all that. I'll just bounce this. I'm going to... That's 2 mana, so let's do this in here. That Scout is... It's still a fine draw, yep. So now they actually have to block, because if they don't, I can double Tidebinder's power, and it will be an 8 power. 8 plus 3 will be 11, so... Unless they have something for this 1 mana, and 1 card I don't know about. Seems very unlikely. Yep, that's what they have to do. I can even do stuff like double this guy's power and then use this to destroy a thing to get a 6/6 token. Yeah, this is not really a fair card if you get to resolve it early enough. And it's not that hard because of the cost reduction mechanic there. So I could in response kill it the way I described. But I don't think it matters. I let them explore there. Okay, this will exile, so it doesn't trigger here. But okay, they realized they need something else somehow. Okay, they are gonna go for the attack in here. Let's see if I can take 3, no big deal. What is this? Necromage. Okay, so if they were tapped, if they have either tapped out or had no cards in hand, I would have a 100% lethal here. Because I could make still my 6/6, and then I have a 4 power creature and a 6 power creature attacking. They can only block one of them, and then I can double its power, you know, the one that gets unblocked, and they will die. What can they do with 3 mana and 1 card? They can exile a tapped creature, for instance, with their 6 mana white common. It is not worth it. It is not worth doing that. So I'm gonna just I'm gonna probably use the Eaten by Piranha, so no, I can't. If I use the Scout, I have only 1 blue source. Alright. Now I don't have to attack with my Brontodon. I mean, the Tidebinder. It would only trade with this. This doubles only power, not toughness. But then again, I would get a 4/4 or an 8/8 if I really think that's what I need to do. I will let the trade happen. I do need to be careful here, though. I don't want to die out of nowhere. I might need to... I mean, a safe play would be just to actually neutralize this thing and have this up for the companion. I mean, they get the 2 1/1s and I don't like that. I'm actually gonna go for this. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna also probably just kill the companion. But not now, I don't have to do it now. Let's see what they do. But me going to 5 is something I probably should try to avoid. Can they have some artifact or enchantment that is so good that I would rather have the Trosidon? Trosidon, so Thrashing Brontodon aka Trosidon. alive. Yeah, okay, they don't want to see. Because of course I can go to 5. It's not like black and white colors can really deal 5 damage, at least not in this set. Black has some X spells that may make the opponent lose X amount of life in some sets, but not in this set. So it wouldn't be that bad of an idea to just take the 3 there. Because there's like a chance that if I blow this up before the second main phase, they can do something in the second main phase that makes me regret blowing up these. So maybe I would have taken the 3 there. This isn't the greatest hand, because the twists and turns wouldn't be doing much until later, unless I hit one of my few early drops. The spider helps with the scavenger though. I wouldn't play this on turn 3 unless I absolutely need to, because I have the self-mill available here. I think I'll keep it, but it's really risky, depends on what they do, at least not a 1-drop there. Okay, with these 2 4-drops I might actually be willing to play this on turn 3, we'll see. I'm not playing this without exploring, without a target for the exploring ability. 10 drill could be a problem later in the game, but let's see if they have how fast of a start they have. 2-drop, 3-drop, nope. Okay, so they don't have much going on. I think I can try to wait with the scavenger. Unless they have like an instant here they are willing to use. Nope. Are they holding a counterspell? Well, I guess they might be because they, missed making a play now as well. Well, I have a good plan here. I just played a spider here, which is the least impactful 4-drop, so if they counter it, then they counter it. It's a shame to miss the mill too. Yeah, they had a confounding riddle, but they kept mana up for that on turn 3 and they chose not to do the... Okay, is that the merfolk? It's not. They chose not to do the second option that they could get a card. Anyhow, I will be in trouble if this gets rolling, so I need to have a game plan. Are they having another counter spell? Because this might indicate such a situation. Well, I'm playing the Seeker of Sunlight. Let's see if they're gonna do something to that. Alright, not. So then I do the Tortoise. Next turn what I can do, I can play the Nikanzil and activate the Seeker if I really want to. Okay, no counters either. Okay. Now they are going to, if they hit their land drops, this is on the, with the next land this will do its thing. They get 7/7s. Now they will be tapped, the first one will be tapped for sure. But yeah, this can be a little bit problematic. Now my creatures have hexproof, so the twists and turns is free now. So I should actually just play maybe the Nikanzil and the twists and turns. Because I could just play the veteran, but that could be annoying. Okay, I'm gonna do this now. Let's see if they have a counter for this. So now I will be doing the twists and turns and targeting the Seeker of Sunlight. Maybe. I guess. I want to explore into a non-land because it would give a counter here. I don't need the land going to graveyard, going to battlefield part. So I'm gonna scry this to bottom, and then I get another Nikanzil, which would be useful if this dies. But I think I'm going to mill it because that will care. I mean, That will be beneficial for the exploring I have. Now I can attack for 8. They might have a trick of some kind, but I need to deal some damage here. I don't think they can easily deal with the 6/6 here. Now if they do play a land on the next turn, they can activate this, but it will be a tapped 7/7. So I can actually attack for a lot of damage. This deals 4 with the tortoise around. Okay, they actually realize that they can't just do it. It's actually not great for them. They finally got the 7 mana and they can't actually do it. They would have been forced to jump block with the Micro Tyrant. Because I was dealing exactly 12 here. This deals 4 with the tortoise. This 6, 4, that's 10 plus this 2. That's 12, and that's the amount of life they have. So, were they to choose to do that? What is this? I'm gonna not block here. Seems like a trick. It has to be the +3/+3 and trample, doesn't it? Anyway, I was saying that, yeah, they would have still had the 7/7, but they would have either traded with the 2/2 and be at 2 life, or, jump block the 6 damage dealing thing, and they would be at, 6 life with the 7/7, but I would still have all my creatures, so I would be able to overwhelm them. Eaten by piranhas is actually going to be good in here. I'm going to go for the Explorer. This might be a little weird, but I have the Eaten by piranhas here, and I can scry this on the bottom, but I think I'll just won't scry it at all. But do I want to draw it? Or would I rather put it on the graveyard? I'll leave it on top now. And now I could put it the graveyard for the purpose of hitting my descent. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And now this is a 4/5. These things have hexproof, so they can't target my things with anything like a bounce spell. And then they can use whatever trick they have, and I can use Eaten by piranhas to decrease this into a base 2/2. It will be a 2/2 thanks to the counter. But I'm going to attack with everything and see what they're gonna make happen. Trade there is fine if they use a trick. I can... Okay, that was just a... That was unexpected. I guess I could have made this into a 1/1, but I don't really care if they use this. Even if they have a land drop and make a 7/7 untapped creature, I don't think it's such a bad thing. But yeah, now they don't have the ability to use this. And I have a Coatley Scavenger, which can get something back from the grave. These are both lethal, of course. They can't... They have to jump them both. Or if they have interaction, they have to use it on their turn because of the tortoise giving hexproof on my turn to all of my creatures. Okay, they're gonna staggering size that, sure. And then there's a fight spell. Okay, so it's actually gonna be nasty for them because this is now base 2/2 that has 3/3. And this didn't enter the battlefield on this turn, so they are not getting the counter. So I'm gonna make it into base 1/1. It will be a 4/4 that fights with my guy. And, that's gonna be bad for them. Alright. So, another blue-green deck. A blue-green mirror. You don't see that matchup often. They have the Pilgrimage, which is, as you can see, this did nothing. It was a 2 mana, spend 2 mana and a card to do nothing in the entire game. This really feels like a constructed card more. It actually works very well with Convoke because each of the creature you tap, and assuming they are Merfolks, do in fact count for 1 blue. Well, it seems like you tap them at the same time. You actually tap them one at a time to pay for a cost. So this is really good with Convoke if you use Merfolks to Convoke. And there are other things too. But in Limited, this doesn't seem to have a good enough support. Anyway, it means I'm not going to sideboard a way to remove this, which I have in the sideboard. I also have the Brontodon in the main deck, but I don't need to get over the edge here. So, anything else I care about changing about the deck? based on what I saw. They have a staggering size. They have their own battle glyph. This cogwork wrestler wouldn't be bad against that. But I think I like just most of my cards, or basically all of my cards. Even the cave worm can be useful. It's a big enough creature to actually, fight green blues cards. I could maybe have something like the where it is the Malamet Scythe instead of the cave worm to help also my little creatures battle their later game stuff. Yeah, I could see that happening. 4-5 for 4. Okay, let's do a little bit of trick here. This is gonna be good also against the battle glyph in some cases. Alright, let's do that. That is a good hand now. I can even, and they did mulligan to 6. So I might use the blunder to create a map token to get some value out of this thing. Oh well, I suppose I need to just resolve the scout. And now even getting a land would be good because I would have an extra land on the battlefield. Good, they didn't kill this thing. That's what I wanted to happen. And now I'll simply... They also didn't gain life. Get an explorer effect up. It is a land so that I can get 2 lands on the battlefield. Although this will be tapped. So I will only have 2 mana available, but I have more on the next turn. I will put a tapped island. And I will play a forest to have both colors up. And I can use the Brackis Plunder if I really want to, but we'll see. I mean, I might like double block the Kin Caller. And then if they enhance it, I can punish by bouncing. And I think I'm gonna take this trade. If this happens, I'm fine. I don't need to, use the Plunder now. I could. But I don't think I need to. This is fine. Twists and turns. Well, if I knew I'm gonna have that, I would have not lost the Nikanzil. Right. Well, I'm going to play a land. They can have the counterspell that makes me pay 4. So I'm gonna play the land before playing that card. I can flip it in this game maybe because I am already at 6 lands here. Okay, they are having a priority here, so maybe they do have the counterspell. But this thing is gonna explore right now. And that's gonna be a scry, and then I would be able to... I mean, this is just a scry, and then the next one will be the explore. So do I want to have a River Herald Scout? I think I don't. Even though it's good with the twists and turns, but I need some bigger impact stuff. I do expect to get this thing countered, but at least they will be down to 2 cards now. 2 cards. And this will be getting me to Descent 3. Oh, they have their own thing in there to do continuous descending. Well, it's not the greatest draw here for sure, but I might just just thinking about if I should bounce this guy right now so I can explore immediately. I think I'll just do it. It's not the greatest use for my mana, but I will be using my mana on the next turn. They can just, sadly, they can just play this and this, but I suppose they then don't have mana to also doing this right now. Guess they don't have mana to. use the Explorer activation there. But yeah, I'm doing this. Get the map here and scry and explore. That's gonna be good enough. Especially when I could put a useless land away. But still draw land, at least it is land which has an ability. Now next turn this will flip. You can't even choose not to flip it. But I would rather flip it than not. Okay, now they will get a 1/1 token. Okay, now they have some merfolk stuff going on, but this mostly is good for them because I basically had not a lot of creatures here, but so they can start attacking with their 2/2s and such. Here I will play the land, but I can then activate this. So it's gonna be 4. Now this will become the land itself. It's not a tapped one. It will transform. Yeah, so it will be untapped, and then I need 4 other mana. So if I play an untapped land, I will have 3 mana. Yeah, that's definitely worth it. Not gonna play the cave right now. So I could play this also, but I feel like it's not. I can play this for cheaper. I'm gonna take hopefully a creature that costs at most 3 mana here. And this, well, this is a bunch of them. Wow. I mean, the Kanzil is good, but I'll just take the Brantedon. And then if I really want to, I can get rid of the Pilgrimage. But they don't have a good attack now unless they do have also the trick. And I do need to deal with the Myco Tyrant thing. I have no ways to do it. But I guess it's gonna be maybe a battle between the Skullspore Nexus and the Myco Tyrant. I'm not sure if that's gonna be a good battle for me, but we'll see. Do they want to draw like a land or this creature? They might have a land in the hand, but they didn't want to have that around. Okay. So I do need to get a way to deal with this guy. But I'm not gonna get easily this to be cheaper than 5, so I should just play this. This taps for green, by the way, yes. So if I play this, I can play the scout first. I don't know if I'm gonna play the tapped land or not. Stupefaction is like good, but I actually need to just an actual way to kill the Myco Tyrant. I will mill that. That will also give me the Descent 4 now. Yep, I'm going to do it like this, and then I can double a creature's power now. So this would be a 6/4. They would need to block it with 2 things, and then I'm gonna get a 6/6. Or I can actually just kill the Pilgrimage, but I don't think it's a problem. I'm not gonna do that. Although they can now attack with the Seeker of Sunlight. But I will be enhancing the river. Yeah, I can make the scout into a 4/3 and trade with this, get a 4/4 token. Do they have a land drop? They have a land drop, so now they can use the Tendril of the Myco Tyrant, which is going to give them a tapped 7/7. It doesn't matter how many creatures they're gonna attack with, they will get only at most 1. Okay, they just choose to do that immediately, interestingly. Yeah, now they can turn all their lands into 7/7s, but as long as they don't have more land drops, they would have to use the 7/7s themselves. But of course, they can leave these as a blocker. Now, yeah, the 7/7s will be a big problem here. I don't know how to exactly deal with them. I don't know if any creature is even going to be helping me that much. Can return stuff, but that's not gonna matter. I'm gonna just see what I'm drawing here, just to get some information. Alright, well both these are good, but the Cavern Stomper is better here. Definitely than the Tortoise, because Tortoise isn't good with the Skullspore Nexus. And now I'm going to just attack again. See if they have block, and now I have to choose if I want to use my deal additional 3 basically, and I don't think it's worth it. I'm gonna play the untapped land still and have this, so I can still have mana for the Nexus. And I'm going to pick maybe the Song of Stupefaction. Maybe it's not going to matter that much in the end. I'll have the Spider. So I can make this into a 14 power creature, which they can't even block. Well, it will trade with only 1 land. Okay, so every land they have now is gonna give them a 7/7. Oh, this is gonna be a mistake attack, isn't it? Oh, they are really... I can just double block that guy. I mean, they could have a trick, of course. But this is 6 power. This 2, it's 8 power. I can also block with this, it would be 9 power. But even... Okay, if they have the +3/+3, I will lose. But, I mean... Maybe they don't. I will get a huge token out of this situation now. Unless they have +3/+3 and trample. They did that. Okay, I'll get like an 8/8 here. That is good. And now, if they use this ability, it's gonna be a tapped 7/7 because they did attack with the creature. I don't think they realized what I can do there. They would have been better off leaving a 7/7 blocker preventing my attacks. Now this is gonna be miserable for them. They do have jump blockers, of course, but they don't even have a jump blocker for the Cavern Stomper. And yeah, they decided to just forget about making 7/7s. They're gonna grow this guy a little bit. There's the battle cliff. Now, with this, I think it's going to be game over for them. I'll do this now. They'll go for jump there and take 3 there. I don't think making this deal additional 6. Yeah, it's not gonna matter. They, by the way, they conceded. I don't know why. They didn't know I can kill the Micro Tyrant, but it's still very annoying to, you know, fight against the Nexus here. They know, you know, that I have the 7/7 and the 3/4 here. And of course this being active. So I understand why they conceded there, but it wasn't like going to be over that fast. Yeah, it's a 5-lander, but I guess I have 2 and 3, so I'm keeping it. All the mana is here. I can, well, thin my deck and give me a decent with that thing, but that's probably not so relevant. Okay, I have a blocker for the Tomb Raider. That's a good one. And yep, Nexus will be here. It will be like around a turn 5 play. Let's do this now, and I think I will be attacking because I have the Tidebinder in here. It did seem like they don't have an instant, so I'm gonna try to get that thing for free. They could have a counterspell, of course. No. That's that. Also makes this into a 2/2, so it would have been better to save it for another turn. But here the point is that I will just You know, wait until I get the Nexus down and then things will be great. So I'm gonna leave this now to block. There's no reason to raise here in this situation. I have the bounce spell if they have like a combat trick that would punish them. I'm at 2 out of 4 once I crack the Promising Vein. Pakal is nasty. Alright, well, it's gonna be nasty trying to deal with that. I can bounce it like once to maybe prevent them getting the stuff, but I don't think I'm doing the bounce right now. Spider is good. I'm going for the attack. If they double block, I will just trade with the Tomb Raider. And they might take 2 if they don't want to risk losing the Pakal here. I have a Brachis Plunder, so I can, you know, present some instant here. Yeah, this is 2 free damage here. Now they will be starting to get some cards. If I play this, I won't be able to bounce it, but I have to play the Spider so that, you know, I can get this Nexus down and I can get my, you know, I have now Descent 4 for that thing and this. Okay, that's not an artifact. It does trigger, but I'm actually happy they didn't yet get anything for the Pakal, and I get my Nexus up now. And I think I just should do it. It's a little bit awkward because I would rather have the 2 mana available for both the Plunder and the you know, the double ability here, doubling. But I'm thinking about just bouncing the Pakal right now, and then just you know, buying time that way. Then I can explore even with the map token. Then the Nexus. Then again, I just should do this, I think. I mean, it's just so good to have around. They can have an upgrade for it, for sure. And that's... If they have an upgrade and active Pakal, that will be problematic for sure, but... Okay, there's an artifact that makes this trigger happen. Larcenist making the Skullspore Nexus not a thing. Okay, okay. They answered my bomb, and I'm not answering their bomb, which means I'm dead. At least this is now an, you know, an artifact. I could use it for the Brachis Plunder, but I'm not doing that. Because I mean, I at least have to like bounce this or something. But yeah, they're gonna start getting stuff here. They didn't keep a sentry, so they got something better than that. Tightbinder could actually counter the Larcenist's ability, so there's a game plan there, isn't there? Because I can bounce the Larcenist and then you know, leave this to counter its ETB. Yeah, I don't of course have any attacks. They can just chain into artifacts, because even if I deal with the Larcenist and I get this thing on, it's not easy. But I think with the active Nexus I can... Okay, that's not an artifact. With an active Nexus I can actually... Oh, this is gonna be so great now if they attack with the monster sword. Oh, this is gonna be huge. They tapped out. Oh yeah, this is gonna be so good. Because what I can do, I can kill the monsters. Okay, actually they can't attack with the... What is this? Wow! They made a mistake. I don't even need to bounce the Larcenist now. They just drive it to the Spider. But I'm no longer sure if I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to bounce the monster sword now. Because, you know, my initial thought was that they're gonna just attack with the monster sword. Now, then I can bounce this. This will turn into itself. And then I can double block this with the 2-3 and a 3-2 and get, you know, a 5-5 token, this dies and all that. But now that they just are gonna kill the Larcenist, I'm not even sure I want to block this, because now this won't be around to trigger when the larcenist is gonna die at the same time. I think I'll just bounce this guy now. Yeah. They just did not realize what that meant. Okay. There's still stuff to do here. Twists and turns. Who is going to explore? It will be... I can double any of these guys' power so they don't have a good block. I think the River Herald Scout should explore now. That's a fine one to have there. I'll keep it there. So now I have a 3-4 here. They can still have a hasty attacker, but I also can counter the haste giving ability. So there's that. If I attack with everything, they can take 9 and they are not even dead. So I can't do that. Well, I guess I'm going to still use this map maybe on the scavenger, so it doesn't trade with the... Kind of waste the scry there, to be honest, but I suppose that happened already. Now, I can attack with the scavenger here. And they block, I get a token. Or they take 4 damage. Now I can also choose to attack with the 3-4 and the 4-3, but I don't think I want to do that. I will be a little bit safer here. Yeah, that they don't want to block with the Akal, but this way I get a... Well, actually I'm gonna get an 8-8 token. They might bounce it, but it's worth it. Alright, well, I'm gonna counter this Akalpakal's ability now. I could also counter this guy's ability and make it not do anything, but I think I will win quicker if I let them... Okay, they will just draw 4 fresh cards, because this stuff they realized isn't gonna help them at all. They got an upgrade for that, so I can't save it in any way. So it did it. Well, I got my 8-8 out of that. That is not so bad. There's an upgrade for that. So this thing is going to... This thing is going to descend once, but they need still 2 other before this becomes a thing. Yeah, I think with the board I am having here, I should just counter the Akalpakal's ability here, because I can do both of these and neutralize. If I counter the Grinder's ability, this won't work as long as Tidebinder is alive. But I could make them not be able to get a card here. So I think that is better now. I have a... They need to start jump blocking very soon. And I have also this 5-4 coming up. I could attack with the 3-4s as well. So let's see, because they can block one of them with Akalpakal. Yeah, I think I should pressure now. I can take some damage from them, but don't think it matters too much. They can give someone haste though. And I don't want to block with this. Well, I'm still doing this. So I trade this with the gnome, it's fine. I think they might want to... why would they not kill the spider? It's actually better than the other one, but whatever. Now this thing can give counters, and this doesn't give it trample, but it has trample by itself. Yeah, they can't raise me. This brass tunnel thing, even if they were able to descend every turn, this would not matter until it would be too much delay before this does something, given my board here. They needed like a bounce spell here and still a kill spell here. Okay, blue-red pirates it is. Now this deck, yeah, they attacked the last nest into my 3-4 reach thing. But I had a good plan even if they didn't have that. Alright, I think the over the edge might be useful here. It kills a bunch of annoying things. And maybe I want to use the double explode at some point when the Nikanzil is on the battlefield. I don't necessarily care about the rest of the stuff, except the Cockwork Wrestler might be okay, but maybe I will just not care about the Cave Worm here. And that was the over the edge replacement. Wrestler and the Scythe could... No, I don't know. They have this 3-3 for 2. I don't like the 1-5. It's also a good blocker on my guys. That's why I was thinking about the Scythe, the 1-5. But I guess what I have here is gonna be good enough. Although the Song of Stupefaction. Okay, maybe I don't need this against that matchup. I will play the Scythe instead. Yeah, that's that. They go first, and I have this pretty nice hand. They actually mulligan also, so Lantern this thing. They can have an upgrade for this, but I suppose that means they won't have an upgrade for the Skullspore Nexus. Which, you know, has proven its value. Of course, it's somewhat easy to see that it is just a very good card. Okay, Land Cycler. But you know, now if you didn't believe it, you have seen it in action. So I don't think I'm going to equip here because they have all mana up. And I have 2 instant speed effects I can do. I'll just rather attack here. If they upgrade, I can use the Scythe here. Okay, well, the owner of target artifact or creature with mana value shuffles into the... Then that player discovers. You know, I can't help it with the Scythe, so let's see what happens. I discovered 2 now. It's not gonna be as good as that thing. But the Synod Scout is fine. I mean, they wasted the card for that. Brontodon is good. So now I can post-combat equip or just choose to have mana up for various things. It might be so that I'm not using these, so I'm gonna equip post-combat and at least have it ready for attacks now. Chardeco's not the greatest thing to do right now. Okay, so I have a spider here, which I'm gonna leave on top. Yep. Final spot for an upgrade, no upgrade there. And I can have the Brontodon here. Alright, they haven't really done much to put stuff on the battlefield. Now they play a 4-mana 3-3 with nothing to show for it. Yeah, this is going to be over very soon. Yeah, this is 7 damage I'm dealing. I don't even need to use any of this stuff. Yeah. I don't think I'm even gonna play an upgrade here. Sorry, the Nexus, because I could. But the thing is, they might have an upgrade for it, and it's just better to play another spider and choose to not mill. Because I want to draw the spider number 2. Larcenist is like doing something, but not too much. It's a 2-3 creature and they need to... Okay, now they can force me to re-equip. Which I don't think I'm gonna do. I'll just attack and see what they do. If they double block one of my guys, I'll just kill the Larcenist, of course. And I'm not gonna try to use the Scythe. I have my 4/4 back here, and I can just play yet another spider here. 3/4s line up pretty well against the 3/3 there. I should now mill. Because I have some decent things, including the veteran in my hand. 6/7. That's unexpected. That's actually really good here. So if I attack with all, I don't get to kill them. They would be going to 2 if I put the Scythe on one of the things that goes through. I guess that means they have to jump block with the pirates. Yeah, that's true. They will eat the 4/4. They will jump block. So basically I will trade the 4/4 with this 3/3. And then I don't even have to use the... Actually, I don't have to use the Scythe here. I think it's worth it. Oh, and I can do this actually first. Oh, I'm gonna just do this. I mean, absolutely now I don't even... The thing they eat is gonna result in me having a 4/4 token, so... And now they are down to 1. They need to have an upgrade on the Nexus. Yeah, not gonna work here. Now, that was a clean match. No need to go to game 3 there. I suppose this was their sideboarding, but it still doesn't line up that well with the blue-red aggression this deck wants to do. But maybe they felt it was needed. And that was the final match, and another trophy run here. That's pretty sweet. And even sweeter is that I had it with the blue-green deck. Now, of course, the Bum Mythic here did help me a lot, and I didn't get that many Nikanzil triggers. I had some, but given that I had 2 of them and a fairly decent amount of exploring, I didn't get to benefit from it all at much, but it was good enough. Also, the Bedrock Tortoise was very nice there. I didn't have a lot of interaction, but the stuff I had was good enough to, just not get blown out by annoying creatures. Not much to say about this deck. It was like a hybrid explore descent. There wasn't many decent things, and I even sideboarded the KWM away, so it was barely a decent deck. But I got a couple of times a card back with the Scavenger, so I guess there's that. Anyway, that was that. I'm happy to have this kind of a color combination showcased with a winning result. So there you go, blue-green can trophy in this set. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.